Aloha, Rich Halverson here. This is ITS128, and in this video, I'm going to take us through Chapter 5. So let me get myself out of the way here. And we are right here. Today is February 11th, and so we're doing Chapter 5 here. I'm going to see how far I can get. Okay, so if we go to Chapter 5, branching. We're going to start covering branching. If you recall, we've been writing programs, but the programs have always just been one line and then another line and then another line and then another line and then it's done. Okay, so that's just a linear sequence of operations. Well, now we're going to learn how to based on certain conditions. Only based on certain conditions will we execute these statements of code, or it'll be if this condition is true, we execute this sequence of code. Otherwise, we execute this other sequence of code. So that's done using this if-else branches, and so that's what this chapter covers. It's all the different ways that we use that. So you can go through this first section here. It's kind of not that. It's pretty obvious. So here for example, let's say there's a host, and a party of 2 comes along and a party of 1 comes along and all that. So they based on if it's a party of 1, they go to the counter. If it's a party of 2, it goes to this row. Otherwise, larger parties go to a larger table here, and I think that's what they're showing. So the host mentally is executing this code in her head or their head. So it's if party of 1, else, otherwise it's like else. If party is equal to 2, and this row else. In other words, if the first 2 didn't match, then it's going to be the last one, and that's this third one. Okay, so that's all this explains. This introduces flowcharts. One of the things that we would like you to know how to use leaving this course is a flowchart, get experience with a flowchart. We aren't going to ask you to make flowcharts, but in these participation activities, we see how they're used, and it's pretty obvious. Here we go to deciding on a hotel rate. If the person's greater than 65 years old, you subtract $20. Otherwise, you don't. Otherwise, you skip over this statement here, which lowers the hotel rate by $20. And then it just finishes up. Okay, so go through these and get all the points. I'm not even gonna. I guess I'll do one of these. Okay, so let's do the first one. So here in this first part, I think we're just learning about equal sign or something. Okay, so well, we're supposed to type the programs out, but okay, so the number of apples is equal to 9. Now there's a test. Is the number of apples less than 6? No, it's not less than 6. So we go on the false side and we put E to output. In other words, we type an E here, I guess. And then we come down here and then we type a G. Okay, and it doesn't tell us print or anything, so I'm just going to see if this is right. And lo and behold, that's how it is. Okay, so that's how they work. All right, let's. But we haven't gotten any Python yet. We've only gone through the concept of an if-else in your code. So the first real programming thing we're going to learn is how the if statement is used to test if something is equal to something. Something is equal to a value, or a variable is equal to another variable. So here, for example, okay, so we have the equality operator. It's 2 equal signs in a row. Okay, 2 equal signs in a row. And so here, for example, hotel rate is $150. It asks for the number of how many years they've been married, and if the number of years they've been married is equal to 50, then it prints out this thing and it gives them half rate. If this isn't true, if this is not true, then it skips this indented part. It just skips it and goes down to the end here and does this. So it turns out that if the number of years is equal to 50, the hotel rate will be 75. All the other times, the hotel rate is going to be, 150. And so this is kind of what the flow chart would look like, a combination flow chart plus the Python code. If it's this, then you do this indented part. The only time you do this indented part is if this is true, if this thing is true. All right, and then regardless, it prints out this, the hotel rate. All right, so do these. There's the equality operator, and then there's the not equals operator. Okay, so this is if what's on the left is not equal to what's on the right. Okay, so it's just the opposite. Okay, so these are the two for expressions for these operators here. And then the other thing we learn in this section is there's an else. There's an else part to the if. You can say, and this goes back to when if something is true, we do one thing. Otherwise, we do this other thing. Okay, and we only do this other thing if this thing we're testing is not true. See, so that's this else. So there's an else in the structure here. What is the final value of num items if we start bonus value is equal to 12? So if bonus value is equal to 12, then number of items is equal to 100. Otherwise, the number of items is equal to 200. So this is true. So then this executes, and this does not execute. So the answer is 100. 100. All right, so get all these in there. Practice there. Okay, so let's do one of these. Number of puppies is equal to 5. If it's equal to 4, print an A. Otherwise, print an F, and then print a G. So number of puppies is not equal to 4, so I'm going to do the else, and the else is to print an F. And then, regardless, I'm going to print the G. Yeah, so, okay, you can do the next one. So here we're supposed to actually write the statement. Write an if-else statement for the following. If the barcode check digit is not equal to 7, so I'm going to just be super lazy here. I'm just going to make it from this. Oops, I'll start. I'm going to make it from this. First, I'm going to paste that there, and I'm going to say if barcode digit is not equal to 7, colon, enter, it indents automatically, group ID equals 10. Delete, enter, go back, else, colon, enter, group ID equals bar check digit. Okay. If barcode digit is not equal to 7, then execute this. There we go. Otherwise, execute that. Okay, so that's what I say. That's what I think. So let's see if this is right. All right. Okay, you can do the next one. Okay, now we're still in section 5.2. So there's also multi-if-else statements. Okay, so you can have some expression and then else if, and they shorten it to ELIF. I think you could still put else space if, but you can try. In other languages, that's what it is. This is the only language where I've seen ELIF actually that's shortened to condensed form. But anyway, so that's so it's if this expression is true, you do this, and then you don't do any of the other ones. But if this expression is not true, then you go here and you test if this expression is true. Now, if this expression is true, then you do these, and then you skip the else, and you continue down here. If this is not true and this is not true, then all that's left is this else case, and you execute this code here. So like here, anniversaries. Enter the number of years married. If the number of years is 1, then it prints out this. If the number if it's not 1, then it checks this. Is it 10? Yeah, it's 10. It prints out this. But if it's not 10, then it checks this. And if it's not 25, it checks this. Otherwise, it just prints this. You could say, congratulations for making it this far, or something. I don't know. Anyway, and this is Python. This is exactly what Python syntax looks like. It's exactly how you'd write that. So go through and get these participation activities. Let's do this challenge. Let's do the first one here. If the number of days is equal to 7, then output that. Otherwise, output not equal to 1 week. Okay. So I'll just write this. If number of days is equal to 7, colon, it automatically indents like that. Isn't that nice? Print exactly 1 week. Otherwise, that would be else. That's another word for else. Colon. Print not equal to 1 week. I guess that's right. All right. Let's see if this is correct. All right. Very good. So this is pretty easy stuff. Let me just look at this one. Oh, here. Okay, so here you're doing an if, else if, elif, and then an else. If, else if, else if, and then this. So it's if card count equals 24, then do something. Elif card count equals 36, do something. Elif card count equals 52, do something. Else, print other deck size. Okay, so you gotta, in this case, you're gonna print this one standard. In this case, 36, you're gonna print short deck, and in this case, you're gonna print whatever that is, euchre. So that's what that would be, but you can check that. Okay, so so that's very simple very simple use of the if statement, the if else statement. There's the if part, there's the else part, and then there's the elif part. Yeah, see, this is a different language. These textbooks are offered in lots of different languages. PHP does it that way. Anyway, okay, so here we've got this. So what do we do? Oh, we're detecting ranges. Let's go down to here. We're just detecting equal values. Let's go down to the next one, and we're detecting ranges. And so, for example, you know, if let's say you want to figure out some kid wants to play soccer, and so you have this, you know, flow chart here, or this Python looking program, or this algorithm, where if the kid is under 5, sorry, no teams. Uh, Otherwise, you check if the kid is under 8, and then you can do whatever. Otherwise, you check if the kid is under 10. Otherwise, you check if the kid is under 12. Else, you do no teams again. So, so this is a common thing to where you're detecting ranges. You have a like age, and depending on the age and different ranges of age, and you have cutoffs, okay, where somebody is only going to be in one of them, in one of the categories, mutually exclusive, okay, and so the way you do that is um, you notice that really what this is uh, between the ages of 5 and not yet 8. It's 6 and 7. And if it's 8 up to not quite 10, if you haven't had your 10th birthday yet, then you're 8 and 9. You're in these two groups. And so really these are just, you know, mutually exclusive ranges. But it turns out when we write the if statement, we don't have to really consider testing if it's less than the bottom of the range, because that was taken care of implicitly by tests previously. So so here you do if x is less than, I guess we're supposed to, okay, so if x is less than 10, we're talking about these. And then if it's less than 20, we're talking about between 10 and 19, because we aren't talking about 0 through 9, because that would have been taken care of up here. Okay, and then so this is 0 to not quite 10. This is 10 to not quite 20, and this is, you know, you see what I'm saying here. So this goes here, and then above, this is the else case. Okay, so that's what. So this is another way of using. Here's how this is what it looks like in a flow chart. Okay, so you know, if it's less than 16, you do this, and then you're done. Okay, you don't consider any of the other ones. If it's false, then you go down and test this one, and if this is true, then you do this, and then you don't do anything else, and then so on. So I think you understand that. Let's do a. These are just so simple. I'll do one of these. So type the range for the given branch. Assume x is a non-negative integer. Oh, the range? Oh. Range for y equals 1. Got it. So, when is this executed? When is y equals 1 executed? Well, it's executed when x is less than 14. So I can say for y equals... Well, assume x is a non-negative integer. I guess this is supposed to be the range of x. So, non-negative integer. Okay, so 0 to that's the lower bound. 0 to 13 integer. Okay, so I think it's 0 to 13. Oh, these are not easy to understand. Because if it's because it's integer, so 13, there's no 13 and a half. All right, so I think that's the answer. Yeah, that's the answer. Expected 0 to 13. Let's just do the next one. Okay, given the range, assume, oh, same thing. X is a non-negative integer. So range for y equals 2 is this one. So it's going to be 18 to 27. Can you see that? If it's less than 18, it's going to be this. And then so this tests. All right, so you can do those. Okay, next is detecting ranges with branches. We're learning more about relational operators and how you can make the expression uh, after the word if, there's an expression, right? And the expression evaluates to true or false. And so far, we've only been doing things like equal or not equal, or oh no, oh, less than or greater than. Okay, so yeah, we're doing less than or greater than. Are we doing less than or equal to? No, we aren't doing less than or equal to. Okay, so we can also do less than or equal to. So these are the relational operators. There's the less than sign, there's the greater than sign, there's a less than or equal to sign, and there's a greater than or equal to symbol. Okay, and they mean what you think. So you can go through these. Number of cars is greater than or equal to 5. So number of cars is greater than or equal to 5. Okay, number of cars is 5 or greater. Oh, greater than or equal to 5. Number of cars is greater than or equal to 5. Number of cars is 5 or greater. Is it the same, saying the same thing in a different way? Cost is a negative number, so it would be like this. Cost is less than 0. All right, so do all those to get all the participation activity points. And so here you can see. So here's here we're using the multiple branch if else for these here. Insurance, you enter your age, and if it's less than 16, you're too young to get insurance, so the insurance price is 0. Otherwise, it's 4,800. Otherwise, it's 2,350. Otherwise, it's 2,100, depending on your age range. So these are the ranges that this thing tests, and you only see a 25 here, but really it's 16 to 25 because it implicitly, if it's less than 16, it's going to be, if it's less than 16, it will not have made it this far. It would have been taken care of earlier. Only user ages 16 or greater are tested at this point, and only user ages 25 or greater are tested at this point. So anyway, okay, so that's what this is. That's what this explains, or tests your understanding of. Okay, did I do this one? Let's do it. Okay. Type the program's output. The input is 1, so one. If 1 is greater than 15, type S. Otherwise, type C, and then R. Yes. Do the last one. Okay. 22. Is it less than 15? No. Is it equal to 15? No. Is it less than 25? Oh, yes, it is. So it's an S. And then, that's it. That's it. Yeah. All right. So supports operator chaining. This is very interesting. I don't think any other. This is unique to this language, I think. Programming languages that support operator chaining. I don't see Java here. That's interesting. C Sharp. I don't see C or C++. So there are a few that don't support operator chaining. There's programming languages that have no operator precedence. I think Pascal was one of those. APL. Okay. Anyway, it's tangent. Sorry. What time is it? Oops. Okay. Uh, so uh, you can use operator chaining. So the range, you can test the range up here, um, uh, all in one Boolean expression. So here we go. If the value of user grade is between 9 and 12, then you say it's in high school. Otherwise, not in high school. So I guess you would say if user grade is greater than or 9 is and then user grade is greater than or equal to 9 and it's less than or equal to 12. Okay? If this expression is true, in other words, you have 9 and 12, and user grade is greater than or equal to 9, but it's also less than or equal to 12, then you're in high school, otherwise you're not. Is this right? Yes, that's right. All right. Complete the if-else statement. More than 50. Let's see. It's 11:28. I gotta get out of here. Okay, so this is this doesn't seem that difficult to me. If input val is greater than 50, then you do that. Is that all? Oh, okay. And this is if integer numtrucks is read from input. If numtrucks is greater than 12, then output this. Otherwise, if it's greater than 12, otherwise it doesn't do anything. Okay, yeah, sure. Well, okay, that's pretty easy. You just have the if statement, and then if it's the there is no else in the and there's no output after that. Okay, so why don't you take care of those? Okay, so I've taken us up to 5.4, and I think I will leave it there for this video, and I will make a video for the remainder of the chapter soon. Thanks for watching.